I'm alive. You don't see me always doing shit like that, bro. Crazy. Like, the shit that they do, that's crazy. They're nuts, motherfuckers. They're nuts, bro. Like, they actually are bugging out people. The point I'm trying to make. They are bugged out. I'm not talking about finding a fucking bug in your house. There's definitely too something. A lot of that stuff they say. You want to say nah? Okay. I say whatever, bro. Like, it's whatever. I'm saying, why would I sleep on a bed with clean sheets without taking a shower? I just changed it. You know what I'm saying, kid? You know what I'm saying, kid. I can feel you all around me. I'm alive. I'm alive. Yo, I wanted to work at that garbage company. That's the thing. That's why I got pissed off. And it's like God got me rid of that. God got rid of me from there, They were doing fucking witchcraft around me, bro. I'm not afraid of that shit, but I know it's not really good. I have to use something against them. Like prayer and faith. I actually have faith that no weapon formed against me shall prosper, but that doesn't mean no weapon will be formed. Sometimes you don't know that shit's a weapon, bro. They hide weapons in your soap and deodorant to fuck with your body chemistry. So you don't know what's going on. And then all of a sudden, little by little, you're like the sickest motherfucker. And then I was always worried about getting sick because nobody believes you and nobody cares. And I would be feeling other people's energy a lot. They'd be putting, it's an energy swap. They're like witchcraft people, bro. Narcissists. And I'm not talking about the good magic. I'm not talking about good magic, bro. I'm not talking about the good spell. No gospel. They're fucked up. They want fucked up shit to happen, bro. That's why fucked up shit ends up happening to them. You didn't know that? Come on, bro. You had to have known that. Like, I'm saying prayers for my friends. They don't have to follow me back on here. Like, this shit is a fishing channel. Then I show them stalking. I show them that, I'm fishing for you, you fucking idiot. They keep leaving rollout comments talking about take your meds, right? How many times did they say some shit like that on here? And then what? I'm not allowed to say take your booster shot, you motherfucker? Like, I'm gauging about the youth, bro. They made them take that shit. You know what I mean? Not everybody wanted to do it. Maybe I'm one of the last real humans. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take that shit, bro. Maybe that's why they track and trace. Who the fuck knows? I mean, the older I get, the more it feels like they've been doing that shit the whole time. You know, like I don't want to sound like a paranoid person, but like it all leads back to shit. I'm not trying to say everybody's an actor, but at the same time, shit adds up. Shit adds up. You can't, just because I'm connecting dots, you don't know how to fucking connect. Does not make me crazy, bro. Because I see a synchronicity or a pattern. Like, come on, dude, you see patterns every day. Is the earth crazy because it goes through patterns and changes? Spring, summer, fall, winter, right? Is that crazy to notice? So you're crazy for noticing that there's patterns in the world then, right? That's just what they do, though, bro. I'm just letting you know. That's what they do. They call you crazy for regular shit. Like, everybody should notice patterns, bro. They teach you that shit in grade school. Pattern recognition. I mean, maybe not now. Maybe I was in a different class. Fuck do I know? Maybe I am in a different class. Maybe I'm not the same as the other ones. Because I'm not getting paid to do anything. I'm not getting paid to be around you. Feels like people getting paid to be around me. Because I was saying that on my Instagram. Like, you can't hate on me for telling the truth. And, like, just because you're offended by it, you know? You don't have to agree with me, bro. You could be the exception to the rule. But I'm saying, as a dude, I don't get to just wake up thinking everybody should pay attention to me because I'm born, because I woke up. For me to get even 300 subscribers, I had to have a whole year of following back and commenting and putting fucking content up. And then what? So if I let this channel die, like, I'm just trying to show people. It's easy, just do something. You could have all these subscribers, like, do something, bro. Are they all robots? Like, I didn't put a bot farm on myself. You know, I didn't do that shit. But it could be, you never know. Who knows what they are, bro? Who knows what AI is, bro? It's just like alien shit, bro. Like, that shit is not created by humans as far as I'm concerned. We're just learning how to use it. Like, this shit is old. It's either not created by humans or it's a very old technology that's coming back around. Because it seems like it seems like it knows something that you don't know, right? Like, it's always been there. It seems like it knows it's always been there, but then it's going to try to convince you that it's God or you're God. You know, it's going to try to convince you that you are God. Not that you have God in you. It's going to try to convince you that you are Him, you know? It's not that the spirit resides in you, especially when you try to be truthful, eating less poison as possible, you know? When you go through fasting and do detox, that's what my calling is, bro. I mean, that's what my passion is. My calling is something I can make money from. That's probably fishing, you know? You know, I could do something with that. Clearly, bro, I could monetize the channel if I really wanted to. If I took down all the videos where it's offensive and just left all the fishing stuff up. You know what I'm saying? But then there would be no point to call the channel I Need to Fish, because then you would have no idea why I need to fish. Like, it's a joke, you get it? I'm a comedian too. I'm a rapper and a poet, but the difference is I know it. Don't flow it, right? That type of shit. I had a lot of shit shit happening to me in the past year or two, bro. Especially the last year. The last 5 months been fucking weird. Like your ex trying to contact you and shit, talk about, I want your forgiveness, I'm sorry, and then they do narcissism on you. So you have reactive abuse, you know? And now you're the problem, right? Like, I hope not. I hope they don't get to just, like, talk shit all day. And, like, bro, that's why I don't talk to that person, you know? We argue, and it turns into fights. Damn near violent. Two out of 3 times, they exploded. One was getting violent, and the other one got violent. So I'm not trying to be going to jail over somebody that disrespected me in the past. Like, I already gave it up and forgave it and got over it. Like, you know, leave me alone. That's just how I feel about it. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Why do you gotta bother people and want to be left alone? Excuse me. It's something I'll never understand, really. Like, you go out of your way to get in people's way? That's fucking stupid. It's actually kind of idiotic when you think about it. Like, yeah, you go do that? Good for you. That's how I know what I use is good. Because spiders want it. You know, bugs want it. Silicone free. Like, that's the only thing fucking your hair up. Alcohol. Cetyl alcohol. How many different types of alcohols? Bentrimonium chloride. Like, thank God I'm not eating this shit. Thank God I'm not eating this shit is what I say. Thank goodness I'm not eating it. That's bad, bro. Whatever they putting in there is fucking bad. You want to act like that's good? I mean, you could go ahead. Excuse me. Getting over being sick, too. Because that's what happened, bro. They came around me and I'm getting sick. They're coughing over everything. I'm like, come on, bro. You need to stop. You need to slow down. Take care of yourself, you know? You need to slow down, please. You know what I'm saying? My hair's a little thinner, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not like a horrible thing. It's not like I'm sitting there going, oh, fuck, my hair's going away. Like, duh, bro, I'm pushing 40 years old. If I go bald, I just shave that shit all the way off. Like, what the fuck am I holding on to? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like I was born to perform, dude. For real. A lot of people don't want to admit that shit. Because I'm a good entertainer. Even though you don't like my shit, it seems like somebody wants to pay attention sometimes. You know what I mean? I titled it Shower Time, and it's like, you know? But when I'm like, I need 2 fish, right? I need 2 of them. Nothing gets on that one. And then they don't want to, they should get shadow banned anyway. But if it was really just for attention, all I would do is show fishing. Clearly, that gets like thousands of views for a reel. You know what I'm saying? Because I got on here, like, I deleted everything. And I kept one profile just deactivated, bro. My original Brim profile. Trying to deperson motherfucker. I'm telling you now, bro. It sounds paranoid, I know. Excuse me. My bad, bro. I'm still... It's weird because that's like fucked up to me. When you come around, they had to have known they were feeling like shit, right? Because I felt good enough to walk around for like 2 weeks. But the first week, I couldn't do shit, bro. I was wheezing and coughing. I was like, what the fuck did you give me? Oh, I didn't know. Like, you can't even tell them, you know? Oh, I didn't know. Oh, trying to make me feel bad. Like, no, you got me sick. Fuck you mean trying to make you feel bad? What? You feel bad? So that means I'm trying to make you feel bad. Always a victim, you know? Covert narcissism. Always a fucking victim, right? Everything is like, right? They're very annoying people to be around. You can't even joke around with them at all. Like, why would I sleep in a nice fresh bed, not taking a shower? You know? Like, I just changed the sheets. Like, why would I do that? It's not like I didn't change the sheets, bro. If I ain't changed the sheets, I can understand motherfucker saying, oh, what's the point? What's the point? You gotta get up early. What's the point? Suck your mama. That's the point. That's what I say about it. Suck your mama. That's the point. They're like, what's the point of that? Changing the sheets? Like, oh, man. Motherfuckers must be... I'm in a cluttered mess. Y'all must be real grimy, you know? Because the logic they leave on comments for, it's like a robot. It makes me think they say dumb shit every day. Like, you walk around in your everyday life saying dumb shit like that, you must be either stupid or, I don't know, femcel. The femcel. These are covert narcissistic people, bro. Just to let you know. They need to be a victim.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I wanted to talk to you today about the narcissist identity theft and the lack thereof.
What, no
and
likes,
also
bro?
some points on healing, so let's jump in.
You don't like my shit, bro? It's too boring for a narcissist, I know. It's funny, bro.
So when you meet the narcissist and you go through a cycle with the narcissist, and they are really all about stealing your identity to do a transference of energy or emotions, energy and motion into you of all of who they are. So they get you to project, to accept by guilt, accepting it, or apologizing for things you didn't do and accepting the words and the curses that they tell you that you are or all of a sudden have become, because up until they got you in devalue mode your whole life, you never heard some of these accusations. And when they met you just several months prior, they were infatuated with you and they liked all these awesome traits about you and put you on a pedestal. But now they're demoralizing you and degrading you for all those same traits, all those mannerisms, all of what makes up you. So you got to understand and not accept the guilt they try to throw on you, the guilt tripping, trying to put this inferiority complex on you, or like they're superior to you or smarter than you, or trying to seek a validation and instruction from the narcissist when they're just out to destroy you. They're out to sabotage you, destroy you. You were never in a relationship. And it was just a situationship, and it was a situationship to where the narcissist got all the benefits and you got nothing.
Word.
But when they're with you, the biggest thing is they got to transfer their negative energy, and they have to take your good soul energy when they do that. So they have to devise plans to get you to accept these things. And devising of the plans they've been doing their whole life, and they get instruction from the...
It went from 14 people to 3. I guess it's true, bro. You be boring and narcissists, they flee.
Dark energy that's inside them. They've been devising these plans ever since childhood, and it's not that they're even devising them as much as they're being directed by the dark energy inside them that they have formed agreements with, covenants with, contracts with, and sacrificed their true self for the false self. So now they have no self. And this thing instructs them on how to take you down. It has now become their inner voice. And so it directs them. So there is a strategic plan to take you down, and there are certain forms that they go by. But when you wake up and you quit cycling with them, when you leave them, this is what I want to get at. When you leave them, say either mid-cycle or when they don't have backup supply or good backup supply, they always have somebody, usually, generally. But if it's not somebody that they can identity shift with, so they usually have people that are similar to their vibrations. So they're not going to try to shift identities with them. They will if they have to, as much as they can, but they don't get any power from that. They don't get any seducing or charisma, any kind of allure, any charm from that. They get it from your energy, from that virgin energy, somebody who doesn't know, unbeknownst to them, that they're getting this stolen, somebody that's a good individual, somebody that has the 9 fruits of the spirit and operating in them, and they're operating in goodness. So that's where they get their best benefits from. That's good fuel. That's pure fuel. And when they have to get it from somebody else, that's not very good. Yep. So my point is if you leave them and it's unbeknownst to them, it just crept up on them, and if they didn't expect this and they don't have supply in the background, and you haven't formed their identity. See, every time they go to somebody as a primary source, when they leave you, they go to another person that they feel is going to form this identity, this new identity for them, at least for a time. But it doesn't last forever, and they take your energy to do it. But if they haven't had time to really take your energy and for you, because you got to project onto them a lot of your admiration, adoration, and build them up also. So you give them your energy, and then you build them up with your energy and tell them how good they are. And so it's just crazy how it's bad for you and it's good for them, and how you end up working. They work this thing, or you work in it as well. But if you don't give them all of that, give them the fuel and build them up, and you leave them and it's unexpected to them and they don't have a whole lot of supply in the background, what happens is they don't really know who they are.
Yep.
They're really aloof. And this is what leads to problems or collapses or calamity in their life as well. And I don't think anybody's really talked on this.
Nope.
But this is true, and this is what happens.
I do, but
this is some of the deeper stuff in narcissism, deeper thinking in narcissism, but this is what happens.
I talk about it too, but I got it from him.
They haven't formed the identity, nor have they stolen enough of your soul energy fuel, because they haven't gotten to that point yet to where they're, say, devaluing, or say they haven't got to the point where they're, say, devaluing you to that level yet, because it's incremental. And if they do it too fast, they're afraid you'll run away, and you will. And it could be cycle 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter. But it does, sometimes they do leave you quicker, but that's because they've gotten to a point where they could break you down and steal that fuel quicker. And I bet y'all didn't think about that one. So the quicker you give you all your fuel up, then you're tapped out and they have it all. There's no reason for them to be with you, because you're just going to need them. And when you're needy, they can't give you anything.
Nope.
And they don't want you to take the energy back that you gave them or they stole from you. So on little parts of healing, I think the best thing to do is when you've been meshed in all this all your life with your family and then these individuals, the best thing to do is first to see that there is a difference between your personal life and your life out and about. So your personal life is something that you can control, and your life in the world, say at work, at school, at church, out and about, that's something you cannot necessarily control, or you can't control exactly who you're dealing with. You have to work around individuals or see individuals on a daily basis. So there should be contrast, because you can have balance. If you're getting narcissists on your personal life and your professional life and out and about in a worldly life, then you're not going to have any kind of comfort So the first thing that you need to do is at least get those people out of your personal life, family, friends, everybody that is on that narc vibration. And then you can find some comfort and see the contrast, and that's how it should be. And that way, that's a big piece of healing, in my opinion. And that's what's worked for me, and that's what will work for you. So that's a good piece that I don't think I've heard anybody really talk about. But that's something that I would focus on, because if you have them in your personal life, you're not going to have contrast, and then you're going to have no balance, and that's going to make you have them that annoying, angry, or annoyed kind of feeling all the time, because you can't get a break from it, and you can control the stuff in your personal life. So
Yo, what is up, everybody? Hopefully you're all excited for our
Fuck
Elden Ring Night
commercials,
Rain
bro.
giveaway. I know I've been
So that's something that I wanted to talk about. And then another thing that came up was, a lot of people say they never get their reaping what they sow, and their negative reaping. But think about it like this: they're on a constant run to always find the next source of supply. And they have to do it because these identities that they use, they don't last very long. And so they have to continually go, it's like food for them. They cannot operate at all, even as a functional human being, without having that, because they won't know who they are. They lose themselves very quickly without having that identity shift. So that's why, to some degree, it's almost like food for them, or survival. Because if they get to that point, they can have a collapse very quickly. Everything's very fragile with a narcissist. And so they have to run and get the next supply, next supply, next supply, next supply. And they have to constantly give anything it takes to get it. Whether it be intercourse, even if they don't want to do it, whether it be anything. That's why they have to become pathological liars, because what they have agreed to, their consent to give up on their true self. When people say they sell their soul or whatever, I mean, maybe they didn't technically do it, but they really have. And then every time they go to somebody, they have to become what you want in the very beginning to steal that fuel. And they got to mirror back the best to you, because you feel comfortable with your own energy. Although you don't really see your own energy sometimes. So that's why when you see it reflected back to you, you think it's awesome. Because chances are you are a pretty good person, and you don't realize, and you beat yourself up too much.
Word.
But they have to constantly do this. And this is selling or soul selling to some degree, because it's like you're becoming a Judas to
Yourself.
I mean, you are trading yourself in to sell yourself any which way you have to, either as a piece of meat, having to have intercourse with people you don't want to, just to get that next source. And they have to continually run around to get it. And if they don't get it, they're in big trouble. So they got to keep that pipeline full. So they have to continually run and cheat and lie. And now it's become, whether they like it or not, they cannot rewind this thing. I know some people think that they can get redemption, but they can't. The pathology would be impossible. It would be impossible, and it would be impossible once you give up on the fruits of the spirit for you to just get them back. That's one thing. If you become evil and you can still feel empathy, then you can rewind it. You have the opportunity for redemption. But when you just feel evil and you don't feel any parts of love, and you left all the connections to love cut off to die, and then you don't even have your true self anymore because you sacrificed it to an evil, dark, energetic spirit to have full control over you. That's what happens.
Yep.
They like what they are, who they are. So all I can say is, when you wake up, the best thing you could do is run and detach and cut them off as soon as possible, because they are wrecking your life from the start to the finish. And if you walk in continual deception, feeling like you love them, I mean, they have you pour your heart out. So you do feel like you've given so much, but it's all unfair. It's all unhealthy, and it's not right. So it's like really breaking an addiction, and it's a spiritual thing as well. Yeah. So it's like 100%. Extra connected.
100%.
So those are the things I wanted to go over with you today, because they sabotage. They're there as a sabotage to your life.
Yep.
To wreck it. Every area, every function. They're never a blessing. So don't ever go there and think that they've blessed you somehow, because they have never blessed you. You are their complete blessing. And a lot of times they don't get somebody as good as you. And that's why a lot of times when you leave, you are the best thing they ever had, and they kick themselves at some point because they end up with these low-level supplies, and it may take them a few years because they may be trotting after it, thinking, well, the next one will be it, or they find a piece of you in somebody else, but it's still not you. Listen, this is the thing. You're authentic, and nobody can copy you and be like you. That's the other thing.
Word.
People will always see cracks in them, even when they're running in their liquidity of their best energy, because God has made authenticism the top. There's nobody that can beat out your authentic energy. The copy is not the same. It will never be. And a lot of times when they try to take over your identity, they try to take over your gifts, they try to take over your mannerisms and the way you do things, the way you laugh, talk, and they cannot do what you experience kills the copy. What you have is what you experienced. And the reason why they're so good at evil is because that's the only thing they have experienced, is manipulating, deceiving, and tricking individuals. And that's what they're good at, because that's the truth of what they are. And that's what they perform every day. So if you perform it, then that is your passion. Whatever you're passionate in. And this is the thing. If you want to get healthy from the narcissist, find your passion. What lights you up? What makes you get excited?
Go fishing.
And you take that passion to the 15th degree.
Making art.
And you will forget all about the narcissist. So thank you for watching. Give me a like, subscription, and a thumbs up. Love y'all. Till next time. Soldier up. Peace. We out.
Facts. I like that guy. I don't know his name. He just says Soldier Up. You know, I like making art though. That's what I do. That's how I forgot about all that shit that they do. You know, look at that shit. I like making art, you know. I even do some of that AI art.
Roll a fast clip on some back-to-back shit. Before I roll a fast clip, I need to roll a fast clip on some back-to-back shit. Call me Grim Speaker, you just wouldn't get out Patrick is. I don't even need to have you trip just to take a couple of mushrooms, just inhale a couple of dust fumes. That's what the fuck love do, but you don't understand what lust do. Let's just do us true. That's why I do us
to the beat, like it's just you. 1, 2, 3 video. 1, 2, 3 views on the video. Excuse me.
Cause I need a girl to call my own. I wanna dream of her so I don't have to dream alone. Cause I need
I need little shorts.
a girl.
All the platforms bite off each other, bro. What started it with the filters? Snapchat? Where they were getting everybody conditioned to wearing a fucking diaper on their face? Remember? They have the filter where the mask goes on the face. Like this one's good. Life is just a movie. Do you really want me? You know, I make fucking art, bro. You gotta have healthy pastimes, you know? It's therapeutic. What if I made money off it one day? Doing somebody's cover art, something like that. What's that girl's name? That little young girl. Jessie Murph. I do artwork with her picture. She's fucking dope, you know? I feel pain in her music. I can relate to it. You know? Like, look at that. You can't tell me it's not dope. Like, that's dope. You know? Like, look at it. Looks like a face with eyes. I guess I'm a trippy dude, right? Thank God they can't just force you to do things and tell you what you can and can't do. Oh, wait, they can, kind of. But I don't really give a fuck because I wasn't doing much wrong to begin with. I ain't saying I'm totally innocent my whole life, but come on, bro. They're gonna track and trace motherfuckers that don't do shit. Like, yeah, track and trace me forever. And I'll tell you, go suck your mother's tit on top of it. Because they're doing that shit to me before these fake ass lockdowns, you know? I've been calling them a Nazi for the longest time with the inoculations to go into a place that I don't fucking like. It's like, yeah, you're breaking Nuremberg Code and you call me an anti-Semite for reading the Torah and telling you about it. Like, yeah, you're breaking your own treaties, bro. The treaties are getting broken. Same thing they did with all these wars, right? Cheese balls. They encroach on the boundary and they're like, but what happened? Why are you angry? They cut you off and then get mad when you're flipping them a birdie. Well, what's the matter? Why are you upset? Are you okay? Who hurt you? Can't even make a joke about it on the internet. Without one of these little fucking miscreants going, yeah, probably. Because I was saying, who hurt me? Probably somebody like you little fucking cocksucking Nazis. You know what I mean? They want sovereignty so bad. It's like, yeah, my ancestry has more of a right over that land than the one you want to call the big bad bully for this era. And then what? I guess I'm on his peachy too, because he got a point, bro. He said, if America wants to think that boys are girls and girls are boys, and then we could go fight it out and see what happens, right? Like, I don't know. It's not, I agree with him. It's not that I'm on his side, but I agree with him about it. Like, bro, you keep sending these people off to fight. They're all emotionally damaged in the first place. They just want to go and get free surgeries and free medication and see the world. You know, it's not like back in the day, right? Like in my grandfather's day, they wouldn't have said anything about anxiety. They were like, yo, he wants to feed him the bacon. Come on, put him in the, you know what I mean? Put him on the submachine gun or something like that, you know? He wants to tear them up. And then when I was 18, I went to them. I was like, you know, a little payback when they asked me for the reason. Oh, no, this is not for that. This is not for that. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. The military's not for any type of payback. So if I'm forgiving of... if I'm forgiving of that stuff, can I make fun of it? Because I know if I say the words, I get flagged. Because they want you on 1984 mode with the double speak, right? So if I could forgive them, let's say we did it to ourselves, because I'll never forget the smell. So let's say we did it to ourselves that day. They don't think I would try to forgive them too, but I don't trust them, bro. They're running with the devil. They might as well be. They want to steal, kill, destroy. All that shit. Don't forget lying. That's what they do, bro. That's why them motherfuckers are narcissistic. Not all narcissists are stalkers, but all those stalkers are narcissists. I think they're doing something good for the community or some shit like that. Because if they knew they were doing torture tactics on people, right? They would be sadistic more than narcissistic, right? They'd be like a sadistic bastard. Because you got to know that shit is hurting you, right? Like when you're blasting frequencies at somebody. What, that's just people have brain. Yeah, we all just have brain damage. From what then, bro? Something they're putting in the food? Like what? I could keep going down all these rabbit holes with a question that'll trap them. You know, you take the ammunition away from them. You're saying too much on the internet. Like, no, not really, bro. I'm pretty vague. I have a lot of information, but I don't talk shit and snitch people out. You understand? I could make a song dissing somebody and leave their name out of it. Because I'm probably dissing the behavioral tactics anyway of a narcissist. They're like a big fucking baby forever. They'll talk shit like you need to be with your mommy forever. It's like, yeah, but she's not cleaning up after me. I don't even trust anything. I don't trust people, bro. What's the difference of the living situation if you don't trust shit? When they got you on this wavelength of like, yeah, that's how they bring your nation down, bro. You looking at people like they're all after you, right? I don't look at it that way. Call me one of them because I said, yeah, maybe it is protection. Track and trace me forever, you fucking Nazi. So you know I'm not doing nothing wrong. Nein, Scheiße, du hast mich. Right? That's what I say about it, right? You saw me on the garbage truck with the shit, and it's like they got to get... So you want to get real close to the back of a garbage truck while somebody's hanging off of it? With your fucking light missing? Maybe you should go to the mechanic and get your fucking light checked out, is what I say. Because I know if my light was missing, they'd stop me right away. They would stop me right away if my light was missing, right?